There is a new list of states and cities that have approved new stimulus checks. And this month, many eligible residents will be able to claim a one-time direct deposit for its stimulus payment. Friends, these checks will be worth billions of dollars. Millions of Americans will also be receiving new important information from the Internal Revenue Service on stimulus checks. So do make sure, friends, that you watch until the end of this video for all of the complete details. I will also be giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. If you would like to enter the giveaways, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dear friends, the more videos that you watch and then leave a comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. During the months of November and December, I will be surprising several of you with $200 gift cards to say thank you for being part of this community. So do make sure, friends, that you do stay tuned for those videos. In Colorado, millions of direct payments have been sent out to eligible taxpayers since last month, but more are coming out in the next coming weeks. Individual tax filers receiving a check for $750, while those who filed jointly can receive up to $1,500 in tax rebates. For those of you that filed your state income tax return prior to June 30th, 2022, you will see your tax rebate arrive by the end of this year. The residents that filed for an extension can expect their check to arrive before January 31st, 2023. The Colorado Department of Revenue reports that over 2.4 million payments have been sent out, with many of them being sent earlier than they had been expected. Till this moment, around 87% of the expected payments have been sent out to taxpayers, a little over 2 million of the ones already sent. The Colorado Taxpayers Bill of Rights requires the state to return the taxpayers any leftover state revenue. Besides Colorado residents, those in the states of Maryland, Hawaii, and Alaska are also receiving financial aid from their government. Specifically, now that the prices are on the rise in almost every household, eligible Alaskans will receive a $3,284 check, which includes the annual permanent fund dividend and a one-time energy relief payment. Governor Mike Dunleavy announced the exact amount of the payments, highlighting why the check is needed to help Alaskans cope with the impacts of high inflation on grocery bills, in addition to high energy prices. Governor Dunleavy said, for a family of 5, that's over $16,000. That's going to help pay for a lot of things. Everything from fuel, food, medical bills, car repairs, rent, you name it. It's going to help. This year's checks breaks down into a dividend amount of $2,622 per person and an energy relief payment of $662. Alaskans who filed paper applications for the dividend or requested paper checks have already begun to receive their checks. The permanent fund dividend is typically paid in October, but Governor Dunleavy said in July that it would start being distributed 3 weeks early to help Alaskans prepare for the cost of winter. During the year 2020, a $992 dividend was paid in July to help Alaskans cope with the economic impacts of the crisis. But this year's dividend amount of $2,622 is not adjusted for inflation, but it's the largest in state history. Friends, the keyword for this video is Mount Sanford, Alaska. If you would like to enter today's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below this keyword, which is Mount Sanford, Alaska, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. Friends, remember that the more videos that you watch and then leave the keyword on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. If you recently received a letter from the Internal Revenue Service, please do not ignore it. The tax agency announced in mid-October that would begin sending out letters to more than 9 million people who may qualify for thousands of dollars worth of stimulus payments and tax credits. Those who receive the letters were identified by the U.S. Treasury's Office of Tax Analysis. Typically, these are individuals who are not required to file their taxes since they have very low incomes. The IRS announced that certain Americans can still claim money for the 2021 Recovery Rebate Credit, the Child Tax Credit, and the Earned Income Tax Credit. Taxpayers have until November 17, 2022 to take advantage of the free file to claim their benefits. The service is available on the IRS website until the November deadline. The tax agency said that people who believe they are eligible for these benefits but haven't filed a 2021 tax return could do so on the Child Tax Credit website. Many Americans received stimulus payments to stay financially afloat during the crisis. The IRS relied on tax returns to determine who qualified and where to send the payments. But the IRS also acknowledged that millions of Americans did not receive these payments. So these letters are similar to the one sent out in September 2020 that had encouraged non-filers to submit a tax return to qualify for the first stimulus payment, officially known as the Economic Impact Payment. So dear friends, if you're missing any stimulus payment, please make sure to double check your mail so you do not miss out on these extra financial assistance. Well, my awesome and beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me here every day when I post a new video. And I truly hope that you found some of this information helpful. Thank you, my friends, and have a wonderful and blessed day.
Last week, a few of my Republican colleagues introduced their counterproposal to President Biden's American Jobs Plan. The senior senator from Mississippi called the proposal, quote, a good faith effort. He wishes to engage with Democrats on an issue that touches every community in America on a subject we all know, infrastructure. I think I speak for the entire Democratic caucus in welcoming this effort from our friends across the aisle. As I mentioned earlier, when it came to the American Rescue Plan for vaccines and vaccinations and cash support for families and help for small businesses and schools, not a single Republican would join us. It's time for us to come together and work on a bipartisan basis. Maybe this is a start. After all, infrastructure is what should unite us. Whether you live in Laurel, Mississippi, or Lakeview section of Chicago, our roads, bridges, our fiber optic networks keep us connected and keep us moving. And as we emerge from this pandemic, it's clear that Americans are ready to get to work, building a stronger country, a healthier country, and a more prosperous country. Sadly, though, the proposal from our Republican friends really fails to meet the once-in-a-generation opportunity test to transform America and make America a winner in the 21st century. At a time when millions of Americans lack access to reliable, efficient transportation, and millions more lack access to reliable, high-speed internet, we can't settle for just repaving old roads or filling potholes. We need to invest in this nation's future, put people back to work building a sustainable economic foundation for our children and grandchildren to grow and thrive. We need an infrastructure plan that is a blueprint for the world of tomorrow, not just a patchwork quilt focused on yesterday. And the way I see it, we're on the cusp of a world where America owns the clean energy economy, and exports our union-made electric trucks and cars across the globe, where workers can get to work easily by bus, train, or bike, and working parents don't have to worry about finding a safe and affordable place to leave their kids when they're working. A world where rather than reading about the Mesozoic era in an outdated textbook, a child can throw on a virtual reality headset in the home or classroom and watch in awe as a T-Rex swings its massive tail.